I don't know if it's going to be a long episode or a very short episode this time, because some people that are listening and are awake, you know that it have been the election have been here in Sweden on Sunday. They have not been clear in who is the winner of the election. It is it's only about 20,000, 30,000 people that is between the right side and the left side. So that's why I am not talking about the election for you, because they say they think that the election will be over tomorrow or next day. But as we can see it already now that the Nazis party have got very much election votes, that what I was talking about, that I knew that already, that they are going to be increase very much in this election. That's a part of that I will travel to Israel, and so they are the second biggest party now in Sweden. So it's only one party that is bigger, and that is Social Democrats, and that it's we of course we don't see any change yet of what will happen when the right side, the very right, very away to the right and to the Nazist party is on its way to win. And of course they talking now first about Islam, Muslim people, but when they have started with Muslims, they are not going to stop with that. It's be Jewish people next in line. And I hope it doesn't go so fast, so I can be in Israel before something start to happen for us that is Jewish. I be more and more clear that I am Jewish. I have find more people. I have look for in the family tree, and I told you in the last episode, I told you that I have those that was in my DNA match. They all are in this line that I look at now, but it's stopped about 1700. Then it's so much, it's Jewish, and then it's spread. It's Germany, and then it's spread in other countries also, so it's hard to find the connections, but I will find it. I have one base, the Jewish base, that I have not looked at look in it so much. It's the Stockholm in Sweden here, the Jewish graveyards, the one that my ancestor started. And there they have a database about who was Jewish, and their stories is there, so I can look at it. Now when I have got more names now to look at, I never thought they were Jewish. I thought it was real Swedish surnames, last names. I thought it was perfect Swedish, but it was not Swedish. It was Jewish. And it's because it's have going up to Germany, and there some of the surnames in Germany, they are sounds the same as the Swedish, and then they have only changed it a little for it to look Swedish when they have moved from Germany to Sweden. So someone is coming here. Someone is here. It's a very heavy man not in his body, but someone that is have a name, historical name on him, and I don't know who it is yet. But he looked like Churchill, how it looked like in the Second World War. So he looked like, because he is smoking the cigar and have this hat, like, did I say Hitler? I hope I didn't say Hitler. It's as I was talking about Winston Churchill in England. It's something very heavy that make me be confused. But he have this black coat with the collar is in another coat from an animal. It look a little like a fox coat, but it's not fox. It's something else that is more flat, not so hairy, flat. And he smoked a cigar, and he looked exactly like Winston Churchill. And I wonder why he should look like Winston Churchill in this when I talk about Jewish people. But someone is saying that it is connection between Winston Churchill and the Jewish people. That Winston Churchill, he protected the Jewish people under the war. And it's coming forward to talk Winston Churchill. That's why it's so heavy here. because it's a special person that is here. And should not he waving with his hat like there is lots of people around him, and maybe it is lots of people around him, but I don't see them. So maybe they are. And I wonder why you are coming here to my podcast and want to talk. So we encourage people to change their names. There is lots of people here in England that also have their name changed. And now he's talking about God. He's just saying that God knows his people. They don't need to have their names to be seen. It was visible for people more in the time of the World War, because they were searching for these people. So it was more that they were awake. But it will come a time, and it's coming back, this hunting of the Jewish people. And that is it's very strange, this, what he's doing. He opened the door and placed me into his car that he have. But I sit here and talk in my sofa, but I can see myself sitting in his car, and he tell me that he is going to help me to come forward, to come to Israel, to live in Israel, because of what's going on in Sweden. He's going to help me. That's why it looked like I was placed in his car. It's a spirit thing. It's not for literally. It's symbolic things they showing the spirit in heaven. And he take me there in his car and drive away with me. So that's what he was here to do. And Winston Churchill is my ancestor. We are related in this royal line that I have from my mother. So it's not very strange that he come by here to tell me that he will take me in his car to drive to a better place than here. So that was his short answer. He is related to me. He's in my family tree, like most of the royals in Europe. And that is also something that is talking about. It's also can be negative to be a sister to royals, as same as it is to be ancestors that am Jewish. And of course, when you see this, you notice that I'm connected with royals, and then I connected with Jewish. That is, of course, I understand that they were together. Uh, they have kids together because they are in my DNA, and DNA don't lie. They lie with their mouth, not want to tell that that boy or that girl is a child of mine. It's a royal person, and that's the father. The king is the father to this child. They can say that like that, but the DNA show that they are the father. So it's not strange for me anymore, this. I have found out so very much about my DNA, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to could stay in Israel, but I need to. The hardest thing is that I don't work anymore, so they want people that can work. If I can't tell them that I am Jewish, if I can't show up that is one thing I can do and try to do, but I can also be with about this with my body, the illness that I have in my body, that they want to do research on it. So they want me to stay in Israel. And the third is because of what's going on now in Sweden with the election, I can also ask for to be asylum to stay in Israel, because what's going on in Sweden, that those that hate Jewish is on its way to be the leader of this country now, because they are the next biggest party, and that side, the right side they are on, they have winning, as it look like now. They are going to win, and those people in that Nazi party is going to do things. They have already started to get people on some of these important posts to have what they have already been infiltrated into the system on a high level. So it's gonna be much, but it takes time for them to place them in. So I hope that I am in Israel when it happens, when they start to show up who they really are, and that I can stay. I plan for it. I'm working on to clean up my belongings here, to not have so much to throw away for my daughter. My daughter have to take care of the home. But of course she is not going to clean it up. That I know. She don't do that kind of things. But I don't want sensitive things to lay here that have with me to do, personal. So I have to clean it up. And I hope I'm going to send all the pictures, those oldest picture I have of my mother and father, and maybe a little about me when I was child. I'm going to send it to archive so that they are not around, that they are in this archive where people can find, if they want to find the picture, they are there. So I have much to clean up just now. And I am waiting for the last paper to come from my doctor that have with pancreas to do, and I hope that it's in English. And she say I should have to wait a little. It take a little time, so I think I hope they do it in English. Then is it. The hard thing is that I need to be take care of the doctor in Israel, and I need to have a place to stay. The retirement money I have from Sweden is not much. It's about how the money I get in retirement is what I can live on in Israel about. I'm not going to eat so much now, but I need to have a home and furniture. I don't need to have a big home, but I need a bed to sleep in, and a bathroom, and a small kitchen that I need to have. I can, if I stay in Israel, I can be outside very much. I don't need to sit in my small room in Israel. I can be out most of the day. So I'm okay. It's this that I need to have a place called my own home, and I don't have that money today. I'm going to read a little about this, how they do with the asylum people if we get some place to stay that we can call our own home, how it is, what I can do as an old woman coming. But then I have talked to God about it, and God have told me that it's okay to make money of those gifts I have got from God. So I'm going to work in Israel, but in that way that I do healing on people and talking about if they have people that have passed away and those kind of things. I'm going to talk to people about this kind of thing and got some money from it. If it's not something else is going to happen. But that is what I am thinking to do. But God maybe have something else that I should do, and maybe get me money to could rent an apartment on my own, a decent place to stay. I don't know, he maybe find a husband for me so I can stay with him in Israel, live with him. I don't know what God have to have in his mind. It's not me. I can only do what God wants me to do, and this is those three things that can happen. I don't know. I can't decide it on my own. It's heaven that have to make this. I go with the faith. Faith is the only tool I have. I'm old, so I can't do like I could do if I was 25 years old. It's not the same now. So I will see what God want it to be. It's always 100% God's will and not mine. I have given away myself to God in year 2000. You know that in year 2000 I should have not lived, but God come and took me. So I gave away. It's a spirit here very strong when I talking about that I gave away my life to God because I didn't have any life, because I was on my way to make a suicide. So I stopped to live my own life in year 2000. And then God come and took me to United States to come to know myself, to know who I am, and come to know who am God and what's in God's heaven, what it is in God's heaven and the host that is in heaven. And those things took very long time to understand this. And I understand because I was frightened in the beginning. It's not easy to understand that those people that come to me in the night and standing in my room and they showing me picture and they showing me things in the air, they showing me things in the ceiling in the night. They wake me up and they were standing there, and sometimes they didn't look at human. They look very strange because they were not built as a person. They were built in pieces, trying to reach me and try to talk to me. And I understand it now when they come and try to pull me into heaven. But it was not time for me to go into heaven. it must be in order to could. He said spirit here very much. And he said I should continue what I'm talking about now. He is here to encourage me to talk about this. That is an order. It's not that here on this planet, here on in this world, we think that we can only make a shortcut, and we can change time frame and what's in our life easily and do it on our own. But in reality, for to really reach God, and it's a spirit talking now, that to reach up in the mountain where God is, it must be a process. It's step by step, and it's not going fast. This spirit are pointing on me and saying, your process have been going very fast because we have needed you. He's saying that to me. He's saying that to me, that they need me. And I'm wondering in what way you need me in heaven, to be here on earth but also in heaven. Why you need me? That's it's sad. It's sad that these spirits are saying there is no one to do these things. There is. I feel so very bad because they are saying that I am the only one to reach. That means I maybe not get any husband in Israel. In other way they are going to do so I can stay. He's saying that you rely too much rely on men so very much. You have always rely on men. But I say that is because I was growing up to think that men was better than women, that men should have everything, and we women should be thankful if we get something from men, that we were the tools for a man to have fun with, to have sex with, to have relaxing time with, to serve them. That's what I was told to, that man was like that I have no will. I was only a woman and I have no will. And I was nothing more than a doll to play with for men. That was I would grow up with. And the spirit is telling me that was an illusion. It was that the devil was around and whisper in your ear, whisper in your mother's ear to tell you these things. And and you could see at your father how he was. He was nothing. He did his business, but he didn't do his business in the family. He was nothing in the family. So that's an illusion. It's a lie from the devil to make you believe that man is so much greater than women, and we women can't do anything. And so this is we needed you in that time when you felt like life was over and you were on your way to make a suicide. That was the time for us to come and take you, because we needed you, and we were raised you like could take all these bad things, evil things in your life that you could use in that way you walk in when you have been walking on your own by yourself, and so much evil had coming to you. But you have survived everything of it, and you have not blamed God about it. You have only walk on, walk on, walk on. And that's what we want to see in the one that we need to be like a bridge between heaven and earth. You are the bridge for us. So it's I see like a sunset. I see a sunset, and it says this spirit are saying that to me. You don't know when you see the sunset. You don't know if the sun is going up or if the sun is going down. You see the sunset, but you don't know what time it is. And that's the meaning of everything, that you should not know when the sun goes up or the sun goes down, when the time is for these things to do. It's we that have this control. You see yourself as an old woman, but we don't see you as an old woman. It's we that take care of you and have done that. Not only for 22 years, your whole life we have taken care of you. You still are here, is here on earth. You still live here on earth. And we have not wanted you to go. We have wanted you to stay because we need you to be on earth. So I thank you. Thank you for telling me these things to encourage me to hold my mentally up. I thank you for listening to my podcast. It was a long episode. I don't know when I start what it's gonna be. So I thank you. I love you all that listen and understand what I'm talking about and what I haven't talking about to you. Thank you.